So let's talk about how much it costs to move from the UK to Canada as a GP. Roughly, it will be around the 20,000 to 40,000 Canadian dollar mark. I'll break down why. Number one, and probably the most important, is licensing fees. So to set up with a CPSO, it's going to cost you from the process of starting to finishing, so you can start practicing, around 2,500 Canadian. The next one is your CFPC membership, which is your College of Family Physicians, and that's going to cost around the 3,000 Canadian dollar mark. The next two are slightly cheaper, but because you don't have to pay them up front. Number one is the OMA, which is specific to Ontario, and that's mandatory. It's around 175 Canadian dollars per month. And then CMPA membership is probably around the 200 Canadian dollar per month, and that's your indemnity costs. So moving forward, you think about your PR application. Everyone who's going to move here is going to want to get PR. It gives you so much more flexibility because your work visa is usually only attached to one clinic. Therefore, getting PR is invaluable. So your PR application, depending on if you move by yourself or with a spouse or even with family, for one person, it's going to be around 1,500 Canadian dollars. And you'll double that if you're moving with a spouse, and a little bit more if you're moving with children. So that is something to be aware of. Moving forward, other things are first and last month's rent. So in Toronto, your average condo for around a 1 to 2 bed, which is what most people are probably going to settle into, is going to be anywhere from around 2,500 Canadian per month to probably around the 3,700, 3,800 Canadian dollar mark. So given you're going to have to pay the first and last month's rent to secure your place, you're probably looking at around the 5,000 to 8,000 Canadian dollar mark. So you can already see where it's starting to add up. So other things obviously are your moving fees. So a flight roughly around the time that I moved a year ago was probably around let's move it back into pounds, £400 to £600 for a one-way flight. So that's obviously just shy of 1,000 Canadian dollars roughly, or around that ballpark. You've also got to think about the moving costs. So how many bags of luggage you took. So I personally took 6 bags of luggage and also shipped across quite a few of the belongings. So you have to think about whether you're going to move it with a container, you're going to get a shipping service to ship stuff across. And depending on conservatively or what you decide to do, that might be anywhere between 1,000 Canadian to probably about 3,000 to 4,000 Canadian. And that's depending on how many things you're shipping across. So you can already see around that time, you're probably reaching close to the 15,000 to 20,000 Canadian dollar mark. So we've got to move on to the miscellaneous things. Biometrics.